Canadians aren't exactly dithering idiots. He's going to correct you. He means John Turley Ewart when he gets on in a second. But we're close to it, but we also need donations. So please keep us on the air because we don't get paid by the PMO. John Turley Ewart, you are a columnist for the Globe, and this is why here I picked up this from the paper, and I have to take my glasses to actually read this. The quality of management at Canada's manufacturing firms is well behind the United States. We have comparatively low levels of formal education than other countries, which means that we have shortfalls in competencies, strategic planning, financial management, human resources. We don't sound very smart.
We can do better. And we certainly see that in our business results. I mean, we see that in productivity. We see that in our IP, intellectual property. We're not able to really make it most of it.
Let me stop you there for the productivity. Most people know now that Canada has terrible productivity, but it's not that, we aren't working hard. Well, it's not as though we don't go out there, and get at it every day.
It's about working smart, though. And that's really what it's about.
That's why I say we're dithering idiots, are we?
We are not dithering idiots, but we certainly can do better. One of the concerns that I have is that we have graduates in math, we have graduates in science and arts, but no one ever takes a business course. No one ever takes a financial management course. We have people who come out of school, but they know very little about management, very little about financial management. Go into business.
Don't we have business schools that graduate people?
We absolutely do, but not everyone can afford to spend $120,000 to go to an expensive business school. And it also is incumbent on our companies who are not spending the money that I would say they should be spending to train people. They're looking for unicorns. And what I mean by that is people who are perfect for the job, who they can pull off the street and they don't need to train. That's not how the world works. We need to invest in people, invest in training, upskill our management in our Canadian companies, and we need to do it now because look where we are in terms of our productivity, look where we are in terms of the United States. We want to expand into new markets. We have a multicultural country, good management, multicultural instincts.
Yep.
We can expand across the world.
And yet, when we try to do that, maybe because of what you're saying about the management, because a TD Bank was fined almost $4 billion in the States last year. Finally, the board got some gumption and tossed a few people who are just clearly screwing up. But is that what you're talking about? We just don't have the people who know what's going on?
Indeed, that's a classic example that I think everyone can look at. There was a major management failure in that case. If you read through what went wrong, people who were responsible for anti-money laundering had no say over the people who had the computer systems in the bank, who were supposed to be running that. There was disconnects. The governance and controls weren't there. I would say that now they're working obviously to fix that. That's an example we can all point to, but there's many examples in our history where we have small companies that are bought up by American firms and turned into global enterprises. Crocs is an example.
Oh, don't get me on that one, but we'll talk that one another day. Okay. Thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so because 4 years ago, we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.